obviously, you look at the game. I thought there was a lot of good things, a lot of things we can clean up. It's a preseason game, really, that counts in the win-loss column. So they all count as one. I was happy with the way our guys finished the game. We talked at halftime just about going out and finishing, and we started fast with a 3-and-out and scored on offense. So that's kind of what you want to see out of that's really what should have happened. Now it doesn't always happen, right? But I was happy with the way our guys played. We'll go back and watch the videotape and see exactly the good and the bad. And there's always plays to be made somewhere that we missed. I thought special teams played at a high level. The return game, obviously that first touchdown, Des Reed, I think that's 2 years in a row maybe the first punt goes for a touchdown. We had some other good ones too. Kenny Johnson got some work, which we wanted to get Kenny Johnson some really good work back there in case we want to give Des a blow and know that we can count on him. And I think Coach Bronowski did a great job with special teams game plan. So again, offensively, I thought maybe started a little bit slower than we'd like, but overall executed like we should. And made some plays. Made one bad decision throwing the ball. And had one turnover on offense, didn't get any on defense, but, solid game. And then defensively, again, I don't know how many 3-and-outs, but a lot of 3-and-outs, gave up one big explosive pass, which we can't do. And we'll learn from it and get better. Questions?
Speak on that, slow start on offense. I guess, was there a moment or anything that happened that kind of got everything going?
Well, I think we had a slow start on defense too. I think just we gave up. First play was maybe an 8 to 10 yard run that popped out on us. We kind of thought it was going to be a bubble, and we jumped the bubble. But it was probably slow start on offense and defense. But that happens. I mean, like I said, it's the first time going out live. I think our guys settled down. I think they were jacked up in the locker room before the game. They were ready, maybe too ready. Just emotions sometimes go too high. You never get too high, never get too low. So I think, again, really both sides, I don't think we started as fast as we'd like to, but, at the end of the day, our guys made a lot of plays out there today.
Malachi Thomas had a touchdown today. We'll be seeing more of him in the future.
I'm sorry, say it again?
Malachi Thomas had a touchdown today. Will we be seeing him in the future?
Yeah, you'll see a lot of Malachi. He'll be out there a lot. I think he, played a lot before that touchdown. It was a nice play. Don't like the finish. Didn't like the excessive celebration afterwards at all. We talked about it, and he said it'll never happen again. And I said, yeah, you bet it won't happen again. It causes us to kick off from the 20. Then they got the ball at the plus 50. You do that in an ACC game, we got big problems. So not happy with that. But Malachi dropped the ball. I mean, he had a nice the series before, and I told him to wipe it off, and I said, you're going to catch a touchdown pass. And I think the next series he catches a touchdown pass. So you'll see a lot of Justin Thompson, Justin Holmes. Obviously Jake was out there a lot, and Malachi you'll see a lot.
Eli said he had to shake off a little bit of rust during that first quarter. So did you see any of that rust leading up to today?
You see rust every day. Nothing's perfect, right, Stephen? But I would say there's rust every single day. But when it's live, it's just totally different. He knows he's going to get hit. Like, it's live. It's a you'll see rust at everybody. Period.
How would you assess his performance overall today?
Who's that?
Eli.
I think Eli had he ran when he needed to run. He got some tough yards, which was good. I think he had a quarterback run, which is I think with power. He bowled through people for 8-10 yards, so it was a nice run. So I like what I saw to him. I like what I saw to Cole as well. Cole came in. I know we stopped in the red zone. We didn't get touchdowns, but came out on that third series and put it in the end zone. I thought Eli had a heck of a throw to Blue in the end zone. That corner route was a beautiful shot by him. And then we'll continue to get better.
You guys almost completely took away the run game from them. Just how pleased were you with the play, especially in the trenches with your defense?
Yeah, we'll look at the tape, but I wasn't happy with that first run, right? You start off and give up a 8 to 10 yard run's a big run for us. So I think they had 30 some yards rushing, which is good. They like to run the ball. That's their deal. They're going to run the RPOs. They hit us on an RPO. We didn't play great, but overall, happy with what we did in the run game.
Obviously, Des is a player, like you mentioned, didn't use him a lot in the scrimmages. You kind of knew what you had. First play of the season, he touches the ball. Is that just what you expect out of him at this point?
Yeah, I mean, Dez is a football player. He gets his, the ball. I mean, we can put him back there for kickoff returns too. We just can't wear him out. We need him on offense, and we love him on punt returns. So he's special.
How does it feel to have your
Feels
whole
great.
team?
Sorry.
How does it feel to have your whole team come together, especially in the third quarter when they're settling in and playing as a team?
It feels great. Obviously, I think Miss Kelly out there. Mason's mom was out there. I think it was special what we did for her and what she did for us. Our kids, talked about him pregame in the locker room. Maybe that was part of it. Our kids, it was emotional pregame just talking about Mason, and then it was emotional at the end and gave Kelly, the game ball as well. She was in the locker room, so it was special.
How do you think Joel's did today?
I liked, kind of what he did. I mean, you watch it again. We'll go back and watch the tape, but he had some good runs in there. He's made some people miss. Joel's is a good tailback. He's just going to continue to get better, with confidence in the game reps and all that. So it's a good 1-2 punch with Dez, and then he's a little thicker, tougher, tough guy in there. So we like what he brings us.
Yeah, you were able to get in a good chunk of the true freshmen out there. What were your impressions now that you've seen that play on Saturday?
We'll look at the tape, but it was good to see Bryce Yates at the end finish. Good to see him because I think he, there was a couple balls, late. Those guys came in, and they got to make plays, and we expect those plays to be made. That ball touches your hands. So I don't care if it's a little bit behind you. You got to make plays on the ball. There were some plays missed out there. Overall, I don't know if TK got a catch or not, but they'll just continue to get better. They're young, they're babies, and it was good to see Bryce Yates get on the board. That'll help his confidence as we move forward.
Outside of the long touchdown run from Dez, do you feel like your team established enough of a steady ground game?
I think we established enough of what they're going to give up, right? Whether it's a run game, pass game, I don't care what it is. I mean, just put points on the board. In that first series, would you like them to run a little bit better? Yeah, we'll see what they did, what we did. But they were playing a little to cover two and canceling the inside gaps, and then we just started. Then we got the ball on the edge.
What did you make about Blue Hicks play today, especially that touchdown?
Say it again now.
What did you make about how Blue Hicks played today, especially that touchdown catch?
I like Blue. I mean, we didn't get any chances to just get the ball in his hands. Again, every defense is a little bit different, but we didn't get the ball in his hands to make some plays. And I thought he played well. I don't know how many catches Blue had, but he had looks like 4 catches, 55 yards. But he had 2 touchdown passes. So Blue's a football player for us. We're excited about him, and he can make plays with his legs, on short passes, which we'll see later on, I hope.
What did you see from Trey, just his first day as a kicker with the lights on?
What do you think? He probably had a low one on that extra point that got blocked. But I thought he was outstanding. It was really good to get those field goals in at the end, to be honest with you, just to get him feeling it. But he's for a true freshman, I was very, very impressed.
As first time here, you take it to the house. Like, how good did that feel, just like building off of just a long training camp?
It felt good. It was meant to be. The blockers, they did their job. Everybody did their job, and that's what helped me, get to where I needed to get. So appreciate, everybody else on that punt return, and Coach Bro, he made the return. Yeah, so appreciate them.
The punt return, Kenny had a big punt return and the kickoff return too. How important were special teams today to kind of set the tone?
Oh, that's something we always talk about as a team, special team. That's what it started with. Every game gonna start with special teams. So that's something we like. We like the special teams kind of help the team when they come to the move. Kick off. If we kick the ball off, get a big hit or a fumble or something, that turn us up. So plays like that on special teams, it really helps.
Both of your touchdowns today, it seemed like you got to a point where there was going to be nobody that could catch you. Do you sense that when you're in that moment that no one here is going to get me?
Oh yeah, that's the mindset, man. Once I get past where I need to get past, there ain't no one catching me. That's how I gotta be. That's just how I've been my whole life. Once I get past the second level, let's go.
What was it like seeing Eli deal as he did today?
He did. Yeah, I like what I see. But as a team, we got a lot of stuff to clean up on. QBs as well. Everybody, we got a lot of stuff to clean up on. That's the good thing. We did some good things today, and we still wasn't at our best. So I'm excited for what's coming up for this team.
There were a few of those drives early that weren't necessarily as smooth as they were the rest of the game. What were some of the things holding you guys back early in the game?
To be honest, we just had to change what we like our game plan stuff. You know, when we was running the ball in condensed sets, you know, they was playing the run real heavy. So when it came to running the ball, we had to have open sets, you know, to make, you know, more lanes for the RBs. You know, it was just all game planning stuff, stuff we had to change up coming out the half, and you know, we made the change.
Did you see Eli get more comfortable? He had like, I think 37 yards in the first 5 drives. Did he ease into it, relax? Did you guys say anything to him? How did that really pick up?
We really didn't have to say anything to him because, like I said, it's all the game planning stuff. You know, Duquesne, they did a great job, you know, coming out early, you know, stopping us. You know, we had to change a lot of stuff, and, you know, as the game kept going, Eli got more comfortable, and you see what happens when you get more comfortable.
Your long touchdown run came off that left side of the line. What did you notice from those new guys up there on the offensive line?
You know, they do what they supposed to do. You know, they open gaps for me. You know, help me get to where I need to get one-on-one with safeties. You know, that's what we always talk about in meetings, practice. As long as they get us one-on-one with them safeties, we gonna make plays. You know, they did a great job today, and I'm proud of them. And the tight ends. Tight ends, you know, they did. You know, I think Jake was in there when I scored. He had that key block that helped me score. So, you know, appreciate them boys.
Now Joel scored as well today. Just what has he brought to the tailbacks room, and just what are you seeing out of him as a player early this season?
Joel, he works hard. Like I say every time. You know, I seen him from the jump. You know, we both got here at the same time. You know, he's a total different player than he was last year. You know, he works hard. He listens to whatever me or coach have to tell him. And you know, he just practice like it's a game every time. And you know, that's what results you're gonna get when you're practicing real hard. You know, good things gonna come for you in the game. So you know, I'm proud of him. You know, I always talk to him. And it's a lot more coming for him.
What'd you think of Blue's touchdown?
You know, Blue, my guy. You know, we're from the same city. You know, so you know, he a dog. You know, I expect that from him. So you know, I don't really hype him up too much because I expect that from him.
Did you guys like playing like with each other, like when you were younger, against each other?
No, you know, we're just from the same part of the city. You know, I just always seen him. We always talk to each other, but I ain't never play against him.
Des, you guys honored Mason Alexander and his family today. You were one of the people who walked out with his family. Were you able to reflect on that moment at all, or did you guys talk about it before the game?
You know, it was a great feeling. You know, just having, you know, his peoples here. You know, to see us play. You know, like this whole week we've been talking about, man, this game is for Mason. We're gonna play for Mason, and you know, we did. You know, we came out the coin toss, and you know, had his parents there. You know, it was a great feeling. You know, seeing her smile. You know, because you know it's rough times for her. You know, but just seeing how the family they was happy, they enjoyed the game, and even in the locker room, they came and did the little cheer with us. You know, it was just good to see them smiling.
Can you talk about what this week has been like for you guys, getting ready after long training camp and everything, finally getting to play against another team?
You know, it feel like, you know, season take a long time to get here, but you know, all the hard work we done did from, you know, after Toledo game to now. You know, it's paying off. You know, I'm just happy to be outside with my guys again. You know, I'm just ready for this year and whatever comes our way.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good day.
Hello, how's everybody doing?
Hey Eli, we'll just start with the game. You know, the first couple drives you only had 35 yards through 5 drives. What changed your game to create an improved throughout the game?
Like the old saying is, you know, shook the rust off a little bit. It's been a while since I've been out there, you know, played in a live game and everything like that. So just settling down, calming down, just going out there and playing some football and having fun really just led to those consistent drives, and doing the little things right really went a long way. And I was able to go out there and make some plays. Offense was able to go out there and look good before I got out of the game.
Anybody say anything to you on the sideline in the huddle, help you relax?
No, I just keep playing. You know what you need to do. Go out there, be you, play ball, and have fun.
It seems like you guys kind of started to do a little bit better offensively when you guys attacked downfield, more vertical. Did you kind of agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I mean, we just yes and no. You know, there were shots that we had out there and we took them. You know, in the beginning when we were doing the little things right, just, you know, small, minor details, you know, just depth on routes, you know, some reads on me, some blocking, stuff like that. But once we, you know, settled down, then those, you know, down the field stuff, those shots, you know, came to be, and we were able to attack it and, you know, make some plays through that.
Can you
Walk us through the interception and just what you saw in that play. Just how did you personally just kind of bounce back, establish some momentum after that?
Yeah, it was a key fourth down situation. I was going to take a shot if we needed it. I saw the backer fly out with Dez. Couldn't throw the little bubble to him. Should have came to the stick to the tight end with that guy flying out of there. Should have stuck it on him. Pop, had a little bang route. I honestly just did not see the backside safety, 15. I just didn't see him. I thought Pop was there by himself, inside of the safety, and I just, made a mistake. Honestly, but I shouldn't have even been over there. Should have just gone over there to the tight end and stuck it on him real quick, and we would have gotten the first down. We would have scored that drive.
Touchdowns between you and Blue today. I mean, just talk about that relationship that's been growing on the field, and also that one-handed catch was complete.
It was awesome. Blue's been a great guy, a great addition that we got in spring last year. So just getting those reps with him, spring, summer, fall, doing all the little things with him and making sure we were communicating on what I'm expecting from him, what he's expecting from me, and making sure we're both going to be in the right spot at the right time and, make plays like he did on that slant and go, making a great catch. As soon as the play was called and I saw what they were running coverage-wise and, he got off the ball pretty well, I knew it was going to be a touchdown. I didn't even really look to see that he caught it one hand. I got to the sideline. Everybody was talking about it. I was like, I'm not surprised.
You mentioned it's been a while since you played a game. Just how did it feel to be back out there on the field with your teammates in an actual game setting?
It was awesome. It was a sigh of relief. I've been waiting for a moment like that. Just going out there and playing with my teammates. Playing with my guys, my brothers out there. Just having fun. Football is a fun game. I've been playing since I was 6 years old. I started off as a right tackle. If I'm being honest with you guys, I was decent, but I just been playing the game of football for a very long time, and just going out there after how my season ended last year, cut short. Hadn't played in a long time, so just going out there, making plays, being out there with the guys, having fun, meant the world to me.
It was talked a lot about in training camp, just the amount of options you have at your disposal in the receiving game or in the passing game. What was it like just working with a lot of those guys today, moving the ball around?
It was awesome. You get to go out there and not really have to worry about who I'm throwing to. It's all predicated towards what's open, or like who's open, what's open, not who it is. I can just go out there and play free, throw it to the open guy no matter who it is, and they're going to go out there and make plays. I think we had, 4 different guys catch touchdowns today, Blue with 2. Mal finally threw a touchdown to a tight end here at Pitt, so I'm excited about that. Probably shouldn't have done what he did after the play, but we'll talk about that later. Kenny, making a great play, getting open when I needed him to, and, Bryce with that touchdown at the end of the game. Just having all those options, having all those weapons is going to, carry us into the season when we're playing some really good opponents later in the season and pushing for an ACC championship.
How crazy is Dez that we know he didn't do a lot scrimmages and stuff like that. First touch of the season, 88 yards.
For y'all, it's crazy. For us, it's what it's expected. As soon as I saw the ball come off the punter's foot, I knew it was a touchdown. Wasn't a very good punt and a line drive to one of the most dynamic players in all of college football. I mean, he caught it with 15 yards of separation. I looked to my left, I said touchdown. And one dude was like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" And he took it 88 yards, and I called it, told you. You're just having a guy like that, and he makes a play like that, and then later in the game, has that 40, 50-yard rushing touchdown. Just finding ways to get the guy the ball in his hands so he can go out there and make plays. Like I said, he's one of the most dynamic guys in the country. So just finding ways to get him the ball so he can go out there and make plays. Makes my job easy, makes Cade Bell's job easy, makes everybody's job easy.
Eli, you guys honored Mason Alexander in today's game. Were you guys able to reflect on that, talk about it all in the locker room? I mean, Des mentioned that they came into the locker room too. Just what was that all like?
Yeah, it's definitely something we've been talking about, through summer camp, fall camp, and everything like that. It's been a big, focal point of our drive for this season, our motivation for this season. We're playing for Mason. Mason would love to be out there with us. I know he was watching us, having fun watching us go out there and, play some good football. But yeah, Mason's mom was in there with us. She got to lead us a lot in our chants and cheers and all that. She got to lead us in the fight song, break us down after the game and everything like that. Just seeing how much joy that we brought her and her family and everything like that. After something like that happens, helps us, gives us some motivation and a reason to go out there and play football, play hard, and lay everything on the line.
Any final? Eli, thank you. Thanks, Eli.
Thank y'all.
Kyle, how did it feel to just play someone other than your own team on a football field?
It felt good. Definitely felt like we back. So we just on the next week. Make sure we execute next week now.
Kyle, you guys almost completely shut down the run game. Just what was key for you guys, the front seven in particular, just taking away the run from them?
that's our pride to stop the run. So no matter who we face, we just making sure we stop the run first, force them to pass the ball, and we got talent in the DB room to know that they're going to stop the pass as well.
How did you feel like some of the younger guys that got on the field later in the game? How do you feel like they performed on defense?
Shout out to Cam Lindsey. I thought he was about to get a strip sack right there. I thought he was going to be the first with a turnover this year. So, shout out Cam. Definitely already proud of him. I already told y'all about him. And then any other young guys, Sean Lee made a play on the perimeter one time too. Shout out him. And a young guy that was out there, they definitely stepped up to. They definitely made plays. Proud of them.
Back-to-back sacks for you. Just take us through those plays. What was the call? What worked there?
They were just blitzing me, and I just executed. The second time, the running back picked me up. He tried to chop, just sidestep, and just made a play.
Now, obviously, you guys are behind the edge rushers, the deep tackles, but what did you see specifically from your defensive ends today to get a good push?
Can you repeat the question again?
What did you just see from the defensive ends today that allowed them to get a good push?
Definitely just, I saw them execute. The goal was to get 7 sacks. We didn't get there, but that was how many sacks they allowed last year. So the amount of sacks that we did today was definitely good compared to, the total sacks they had all season last year was number 7. And shout out Joey, too. Joey definitely made a play and got a sack himself, too.
How was this, going into this season, kind of different for you? Last year, nobody on the other team probably knew about Kyle Lewis. This year, you're preseason All-American. Everyone knows who you are. I mean, how did you just kind of go about this season, and how did it feel maybe compared to last year, this year, going into the year?
Coming up, the best advice I ever had would just be me. So, whether I'm known or unknown, I'm just keep being me, and then, everything just going to reveal itself. So I don't really let the outside noise really affect how I'm going to play. I'm going to just keep playing how I've been playing.
Anything final? Kyle, thank you.
Appreciate y'all.